Welcome to another episode
Next episode
of the Thought Exchange Cafe. Exchange Cafe. Exchange Cafe.
Greetings, and welcome to another episode coming to you from the Thought Exchange Cafe podcast, where we bring you educational, motivational, and inspirational content, as well as information to eliminate some of your fears. We cannot eliminate all of your fears, but we're going to help you to eliminate some of your fears because there's some things that we have went through that you're going through now. And there's another quote that says that you got to get around those people that are wiser than you. And you have to begin to ask questions when you get stuck. There's nothing wrong with asking a question to get unstuck. Today's episode, I just want to talk a little about the things that I'm hearing. And the things that I'm hearing are disturbing and nerving. I can remember as a young child watching Roots for the first time. I can remember the emotions and the anger that had welled up in me. And I can also recall going to school. And in school, I disliked every person that didn't look like me. And I wasn't the same. And it changed me. It changed my whole way of thinking, feeling, and acting toward other people. And hearing about what is happening today consistently, it's not just random acts anymore. It's acts of, I won't even say defiance. It's premeditated. It was thought about. It was planned. And it was executed. I want to talk a little bit about hanging pictures, hanging ornaments, putting things up on walls, pictures. Why do people hang pictures? And I hope you can read in between the lines. Why do people hang ornaments? I believe that we hang pictures to paint a picture. We hang pictures to fill a space, but we also hang pictures to evoke emotion. And whoever is looking at that picture. Why? What does emotion do when you evoke emotion? It brings about an action to it just as well, too. And sometimes pictures are being hung in certain frames to paint a narrative. What narrative is being painted right now in real time? Once again, I'm talking about those things that are happening right now in real time. I'm talking about the stuff that we're hearing on the news almost on a daily. And what is not being televised on the news, on mainstream media, but what is being televised or brought about through the underground. Are we back at the underground again? Are we back at running through these pathways just trying to escape? Searching for freedom? Freedom from injustice. Freedom from poverty. freedom from death. Yes, I'm feeling a certain way because those stories that I'm hearing about and those pictures that have been hung of folks that look just like me, folks that look like my daughter, my son, my aunt, my uncle, my next door neighbor, my friend. Yes, I'm angry. Yes, I'm feeling a certain type of way. But one thing I have to do, I have to ask myself some questions. Why are they hanging those pictures the way they're hanging those pictures? What reaction are they looking to get? And should I be proactive or should I be reactive? Who's going to benefit by me being reactive versus me being proactive? See, I know the difference today. I know that if I react, there's cause and effect. And will it be to my benefit or my detriment? Now I have to begin to use my critical thinking skills and ask some questions. And one of those questions is, what do I look for? What do I have to see that is not being seen? I got to go a little bit deeper. Who's creating this narrative? Why do they want me to step into their frame? Why? Because, see, once I step into their frame, they own me. They own me emotionally. And if they can own me emotionally, they own me mentally, physically, spiritually. I was listening to a young lady speak, and she was talking about the power that we possess. The power that we possess in our hands, the power that we possess in our minds. And using that power rightly. Because, you see, I believe we were never taught how to truly use that power. And let me not say we, let me just bring it back full circle on myself. Child, going back to watching Roots as a young boy and knowing hate at a young age, knowing dislike. And my mama taught me that hate is a strong word because what comes along with hate? Uncertainty, fear, anger, doubt, and reaction over response. And maybe that's why these pictures are being hung. They're being hung because, now this is only my perspective. These are not anyone else's views, and these views are not meant to harm anyone, but they're my views. These pictures are being hung in order to bring about a reaction. With everything else that has been going on, and there has been no reaction, I'm talking about marches, fire bombs, the destruction of our own neighborhoods. And going back to where they would like for us to go back to. And they said it, they're going to roll it back. They're going to roll it back. But there has been no reaction that was anticipated the way they thought it was going to happen. So now there has to be another way of engaging without being purposeful. There has to be a way of programming the mind, and that's why pictures are painted and hung, but also to get you back into the loop of thinking and feeling and thinking here. Okay? Here. But guess what? We're not there. We think differently today. We act differently today. We're much wiser today. But we're not no fools either. In unity, there comes protective measures. And what I mean by protective measures is that in unity, I'm going to look out for my neighbor. My neighbor's going to look out for me. My son is going to look out for his sister and the neighbor's sister. And my sister, or his sister, is going to look out for the next sister. And it's not about me knowing you or me sitting at the table with you. No, our common bond is what? Think about it for a moment. Look in the mirror. That's our common bond. And we're going to protect our common bonds. Okay? Because there are some things, right, that we talk about. No, let me get my mind right. Let me get my thoughts right. Because my feelings and my emotions are running hot. But I have to regulate them. And once again, I got to practice that emotional control, that emotional intelligence, which is not taught anymore. And what's being taught on a subtle level is to be reactive and not proactive. To act out and not know why you're acting out because you can't put a name to the feeling or emotion that you're feeling. Think about that for a moment. We're not too far from Mississippi. We're not too far from South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. Nah, we're not too far from that. And guess what? There are things that are happening right before us. But we've been duped. We've been duped because we've been blinded not to look to the left or to the right. Not to notice what is above and what is below. We've been duped. You're not a horse with blinders on. No, you're not. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your mind sharp. Get the proper rest that you need. Pick up a book and read so you can keep your muscles strong. Because, see, it's not your physical that's going to keep you well. It's going to be your mental that keeps you well. It's going to be your intuition, that energy that you feel, that frequency that is being given off. You're going to be able to feel it, understand it, and know what to do. But see, in order to do that, you may have to unlearn and begin to relearn. And you're going to have to unlearn those exterior things and detach. There's a study out by MIT. Go and check it out. The study says a goldfish has a greater attention span than the average human being. When they put people in a situation like hamsters on a wheel, running and running and running and running and running and running, but going nowhere, that causes what? Dis-ease. Dis-ease causes what? Lack of vision, lack of awareness, hunger. When you're not eating the right foods, your brain cannot function correctly. Neuroplasticity. What is neuroplasticity? Anybody know? I'm not going to tell you just yet. I'm going to let you think about it. And if you do know, put it in the comments so you can share it with others. But also, if you do know, pull someone aside and share it with them because they may not know. We talk about this brain. It's my brain. Do you know all the functions of your brain? Do you know that your brain, that you're walking around, you're a walking pharmacy. You don't need to drink. You don't need to smoke nothing. And it's okay as long as you do it in moderation, and you don't got to be obsessive because guess what? All that stuff is in you already. Get to know your brain. Get to know the different parts of your brain. And why am I showing you this? Because they know your brain. They know your brain. Remember, back in the day, they was doing all these brain studies, all these neurological studies. And they were paying you to come in to put probes on you. Check the EKG machine. Boop, 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 boop. Checking your pulse. But also, they was checking your brain waves. They were showing you pictures and, once again, hanging pictures. They were showing you different pictures, different images. And then they were seeing how your brain waves, their energy, because your brain wave is an energy pulse. Because we're energy beings. And they were studying that. And the reason why they were studying that, so that way they can show you different colors to evoke an emotion. They were showing you different pictures to evoke an emotion. Same way they turn peaceful protests into riots. Because they painted a picture of a peaceful protest, and then they made the riot a lot more colorful. Think about that for a moment. Once again, this episode or this announcement is for all those that when you look in the mirror, you see me. That when I look in the mirror, I see you. We have to truly begin to eat from some of the same tables. Because when we eat at different tables, we don't know what's being fed to us. And food is a source of life. And I'm not just talking about the food that you get from the farm or the grocery store. Because some of those foods are not even foods. They're just packaged. And they don't fill you. It's an illusion that you're full. But you're still hungry. Begin to feed your real hunger. And when you begin to feed your real hunger, you're going to see yourself growing massively in different arenas. And as they say, once you're able to see, you can't unsee. And when you hear, it's not going to be unheard. Knowledge is meant to be acquired. Education is meant for you to grow your brain, your muscle. That way you can see better, you can hear better, but also you're comprehending those things that are not being said to you. There was a statement made by someone. I love the uneducated. I love the ignorant. What is ignorance? A lack of knowing. If I can keep you in ignorance today, the dopamine rush, the quick hits. Think about that study of MIT. A goldfish having more attention. In closing, I'm urging you to stay aware, because to be aware is to be alive. My name is Tony Davis, coming to you from the Thought Exchange Cafe podcast. Be aware of the pictures that are being hung. And ask yourself a question. Why is it framed in the frame that it's in? Until I see you again, may God keep you and stay safe. And most importantly, keep your head on swivel.